Firstly, sir, I mean, I would like to ask you, we've always known that the test format is something that's very close to your heart. To see India there, how special does that feel?
Oh, I'm thrilled because this is the World Test Championship, and to be able to get there in the top two speaks volumes about our team. The performances that we've delivered, uh, they've been simply incredible. And I think icing on the cake has to be the Australian trip. Because there were so many injuries. They're like almost 10, 11 players missing on that tour. And in spite of that, we were able to go out and deliver a knockout punch, possibly in the 14th round, which was incredible, simply incredible. I really love that. So that's why this particular match has a different meaning altogether. Looking at the number of obstacles, the challenges that we faced, and we've overcome all those challenges. It is a magnificent achievement.
And sir, moving on a bit, I mean, there's no doubt about the fact that you have been one of the most successful batsmen, not just in India and across the world, but England has always been very close to your heart. I mean, so today, where we stand like 2 days out of the game, I mean, what would your advice be to somebody like the Rohit, who's slightly on the attacking form of game he has on those wickets with the Duke ball?
No, you see, Rohit is smart that when he understands when to press the accelerator hard. So he's not someone who's going to go from ball one. He's going to kind of understand the conditions, how the pitch is playing, who's bowling well, and then I won't be surprised if he targets someone who's not getting his rhythm on that day. But upfront to do that, uh, I don't think that would be Rohit's game plan. It would be just to play out the first few overs and see what is happening. Once you've assessed that, then you know who to target.
And also, sir, some things that there for everyone to see is how Virat, after the first two, he came back, he spoke to you, and the results were there for everyone to see how he did well in the last series. But as somebody who's played a little bit myself, I would like to ask you: do you still see that maybe outside the fourth or the fifth stump, there's still an area that he needs to might be work on a bit?
Uh, no, I think outside the off stump or whatever that is, all batters get out from there. So I would look at whatever shots he's playing. Uh, what is the percentage that he's getting those shots right, and how many times he's been dismissed? And if we compare that, then it really, then the player has to assess that. Player has to plan, okay, these are the areas where I need to tighten up. But I wouldn't worry too much about all those things. I think it's been fine, to be honest.
We all remember Sachin Tendulkar doing away with the drive in Australia. I mean, do you somewhere feel that maybe a batsman of his caliber can also at times manipulate his game that way to bring certain things in and certain things out?
I'm sure a batsman of his caliber, and he understands the game. He's a good student of the game. He will have his plans. It need not be that okay, I'm not going to play the shot. Sometimes you adjust your stance. You do a lot of things in the crease, which the bowlers sometimes don't pick. So all those minor tweaks one can do. I I started not playing that shot. It wasn't decided in the dressing room. I went there on the field, and then I figured out that okay, their strategy is to keep the ball away from me. I said, okay, let's see who loses patience first. So it's me versus you, 11. Let's see what happens. If you keep bowling to me there, I'm going to continue leaving the ball. If it's for 2 days, I'll leave for 2 days. So it happened on the field. So I'm sure with him also, he'll realize what they are trying to do, and then you should have the flexibility to move from your plan A to plan B and respond to various challenges spontaneously.
So moving to the bowlers, you've always spoken very highly of this Indian bowling attack, and something that brings a lot of pride to you as well to see them doing so well. It's a no-brainer of sorts that Bumrah somewhere being, despite being one of the younger ones, leads the attack and is considered one of the best going around at the moment. If you were still playing, what would your strategy be to face somebody like Bumrah, say at Southampton in the WTC final?
Somewhere I was told that if bowler is bowling well, stand at the non-strikers end. So no, Bumrah. I mean, jokes apart, but I think Bumrah is a world-class bowler. Uh, his action is slightly awkward. I mean, I've played him in the nets, and then his action is awkward, and he's quicker than you think. He hits the bat hard. So, one can say that you have to, because uh, his action is odd, you get less time to react because you're picking so many things. In that what he's actually released, whether it's an in-swinger or outswinger, all those factors you need to be on top of the game, and that is what I would suggest that for any batter to do. And before you think of playing big shots, be 100% sure that you've got your eye, because that is what his strength is. That before the batter gets his eye, he will come and deliver a knockout punch. So be ready for that. Those first crucial moments are extremely critical. If you survive, you understand what he's trying to do, and you get used to his bowling action, then things can change gradually, and that is what I would focus on.
So moving ahead a little bit, I mean, it was always, I mean, the kind of words that come out from former players who played with you, they always say that you were one of the most keen observers of the opposition side as well, apart from being the batsman you were. So if I ask you, would you say that there is a certain chink in Williamson's armor?
Well, I like watching people closely, and when it comes to Williamson, I would rate him literally. I mean, if I have to talk about literally two or three top players in the world, technically, I would rate him as high as anyone in the world. He's absolutely correct, and a proper test player, and I would say someone who reads the game well, because he is not about blocking all the time. He likes to play shots, but when he decides to leave the ball, then he's committed to whatever he wants to do. So I like what I see. I mean, Williamson is without any doubt one of the leading players in the world, and when it comes to being technically correct, as good as anyone.
So, also something that comes to mind is you were there when India won the World Cup in 2011, but you were also there when India lost out in the final in 2003. And some things that pundits back then said was that maybe the inexperience or the occasion got to some of the bowlers there. Do you feel that in a Test Championship final you need somebody like an Ishant to kind of guide the rest?
Well, otherwise also I feel one has to have that mixture of senior players and junior players. That blend works. So I'm not suggesting anyone's name here, but I think that balance, be it bowling or batting, works well. Then you have seniors to guide you, because and Ishant has been around for a long time, so he understands the conditions in England better than anyone else in our team. So Ishant would play a critical role, but then I would leave it to the management, because they understand which bowler is bowling well in the nets. They've also had a practice match. Batters would have given their feedback to the coach and the captain. Hey, bhai, iska ball is hitting the bat hard enough to understand that the bowler is in good rhythm. So that is something that we need to understand and then pick the final 11.
Finally, sir, rounding it off, I'd just like to ask you about something that's not cricket, something that's very close to your heart. You've done a lot for the COVID. You yourself had COVID, but you recovered and did what you could on your side. Then we recently saw you going for blood donation. I mean, how has that been? The last few months have been really tough for India.
Yeah, I mean, last 2 months, from my point of view, yes, I've had a tough time. I've recovered fully now. I'm fit and fine. I I donated blood because of my personal experience also, and there was an article where it said that there is a shortage of blood, and we all need to step up and say that okay, this is a noble cause and we're going to donate blood. From my personal experience, I can say that recently one of my family members had a major surgery and lost a lot of blood. It was a traumatic experience for all of us. Some unknown person donated blood, which saved my family member's life. So that touched my heart. I don't even know who that person is. I want to use this platform to thank the person, whoever that is. And the reason for us donating blood yesterday was, first of all, I mean, it was the World Blood Donors Day, and me along with my team decided to do this because, and we don't know who the blood is going to go to. Like it was in our case, I did not know, and similarly, I don't know my blood will be given to who. I mean, but some needy person. And I just hope that more and more people come forward, they donate their blood. If doctors' advice, if physically they are in a position to donate, then you should volunteer to donate blood. It's not that difficult. I mean, yesterday I was talking to those guys and said that you just need to get hold of a blood bank and they will guide you. So it's as simple as that.
अगर आपको हमारा ये वीडियो पसंद आया है तो इसे लाइक और शेयर जरूर कीजिए, और हाँ, हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो करना मत भूलिएगा, ताकि आप क्रिकेट की कोई भी खबर मिस ना करें। चाहे स्पोर्ट्स की ब्रेकिंग न्यूज हो या क्रिकेट का कोई अपडेट, प्लेयर्स की मस्ती हो या हो मैदान का लाइव एक्शन, हर वीडियो मिलेगा न्यूज 24 स्पोर्ट्स पर। हम कंट्रोवर्सीज भी मिस नहीं करते, तो जुड़िए हमारे साथ और देखते रहिए न्यूज 24 स्पोर्ट्स।